It's Friday, May 23rd, AD 2025. This is the Worldview in 5 minutes, written by yours truly and heard on 125 radio stations and at theworldview.com. I'm Adam McManus. On May 15th, armed fighters from a terrorist group called the Islamic State West Africa Province killed 23 farmers and fishermen in Nigeria's Borno state, reports International Christian Concern. The victims, mostly bean farmers from Gwoza, had traveled to the area to work on land under insurgent control. 18 other people were abducted during the attack, and their whereabouts remain unknown. The Youth in Germany study shows that 31% of 14 to 29-year-olds believe in a personal God, compared to 25% of 30 to 49-year-olds and 24% of 50 to 69-year-olds, reports Evangelical Focus. 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., a young couple on the verge of becoming engaged, were fatally shot Wednesday evening at 9:15 p.m. while leaving a young diplomat's reception on humanitarian aid hosted by the American Jewish Committee at the Capitol Jewish Museum. Paige Siegel was an attendee that night.
The event ends at around 9 o'clock, and at 9:07, I hear a first batch of gunshots go off, right outside. And this was an event that you had to register in advance for. You had to check in with your ID. You had to get wanded. There was security. The first round of gunshots go off, and I was like, those were gunshots.
Elias Rodriguez, age 31 of Chicago, shouted, quote, "Free Palestine," end quote, as he was led away after his arrest, according to charging documents. According to the New York Post, Rodriguez posted, quote, "Death to Israel and death to America," end quote, as well as praise for the healthcare CEO killer, Luigi Mangione. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sarar identified the victims as Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the tragedy.
Yaron had just bought an engagement ring for Sarah. He was planning to give it to her in Jerusalem next week. They were planning to start a new and happy life together. Well, that, tragically, did not happen. Yaron and Sarah weren't the victims of a random crime. The terrorists who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews. And as he was taken away, he chanted, "Free Palestine." This is exactly the same chant we heard on October 7th. On that day, thousands of terrorists stormed into Israel from Gaza. They beheaded men, they raped women, they burned babies alive, they butchered 1,200 innocent people and took 251 innocent people hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. A short time afterwards, Chancellor Scholz of Germany visited Israel, and after he saw the horrors, he said to me, "These Hamas terrorists are exactly like the Nazis." He was right.
Yaron was not only eager to propose to Sarah next week, but was excited to return to Israel to be with his family for the Jewish holiday of Shavuot. Ron Prosar, a teacher at Israel's Reichman University, described Yaron this way, quote, "He was a Christian, a true lover of Israel, served in the Israel Defense Forces, and chose to dedicate his life to the state of Israel and the Zionist cause," end quote. Siegel, one of the young Israelis at the event, expressed anxiety.
I don't know how Jewish people can be protected in America right now. I mean, this is just crazy. There were security guards all over the building. What else can we do to protect ourselves?
Janine Pirro, the interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, said, quote, "Violence against anyone based on their religion is an act of cowardice. It is not an act of a hero. Anti-Semitism will not be tolerated, especially in the nation's capital," end quote. The Department of Government Efficiency has saved the American people $170 billion by cutting waste, abuse, and fraud. That's a savings per taxpayer of $1,055.90. And finally, just before 7 a.m. on Thursday, May 22nd, the House passed the budget bill with a 10-year ban on funding Planned Parenthood, 215 to 214, with one member voting present. Now this bill heads to the Senate, reports LifeNews.com. In light of the fact that Planned Parenthood killed 402,230 baby boys and girls last year, with $792 million of taxpayer money, that's extraordinary. Leading up to that vote, the U.S. House Rules Committee convened a hearing, working tirelessly to finish negotiations on amendments to the budget bill. This hearing continued for more than 21 hours straight. High-ranking Democrats who were not even on the committee were paraded through the committee hearing, one by one, to propose amendments to the funding bill. Some of these members included Democrat Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat House Whip Catherine Clark, and even former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. One of the top issues Democrats pressed for hours was increasing welfare with no work requirements and continued funding for Planned Parenthood, reports Liberty Counsel Action. Minority Leader Jeffries claimed that this was, quote, the largest cut to health care in American history, end quote. Newsflash, killing children is not health care. Isaiah 59:7 describes the Democrats' perspective on life in the womb to a T. Their feet rush into sin. They are swift to shed innocent blood. They pursue evil schemes. Acts of violence mark their ways. This passage of the bill in the House is a huge victory. We must keep up the intensity to pass this bill in the Senate. Call your two senators at 202-224-3121 today. This battle to defund Planned Parenthood has been lost previously in the Senate, or in reconciliation between the House and Senate versions afterward. Sadly, the Senate has strong advocates for Planned Parenthood. On May 22nd, House Speaker Mike Johnson vowed, quote, we're going to get it to Trump's desk by Independence Day, July 4th, end quote. And that's the Worldview on this Friday, May 23rd, in the year of our Lord, 2025. Subscribe for free by Spotify, Amazon Music, or by iTunes or email to our unique Christian newscast at theworldview.com. I'm Adam McManus. Seize the day for Jesus Christ.